And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon.
If not, you
Politicians want to make their
proceeding. So we're going to look at all of the potentials. So we are part of today. We want to see the majority and see the strength. And in legislative politics, where the majority is sometimes, there are sometimes that got issues. If they are not right, there are other ways that we can solve it. So we have a responsibility and a leadership to see how we're going to mitigate.
If you eat kebab, granulate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? This one you back today.
Of those on the speaker side that's in charge of some strategy work. We never counted 30, we always counted 29.
Why?
So,
because the deputy speaker.
Because we knew he was on our side a long time ago. It was clear. We knew he was on our side. And he is my uncle. My mom is from local. So I was always clear with him that he should come out and show his hands. He has come out to show his hands. And we know our number stays 29. So anytime they were reporting, 30, I say, just stop the thing. We are 29. And guess what? Tomorrow and the next week, you're going to see us claiming from 30 to 31.
Information hearing here today. Of course, the public hearing. Mr. Modak, welcome to the media, sir. But what do you make of the public hearing here today? It's been pushed to next Tuesday. Okay, so the former Commerce Minister have declined on making any comment on this. Let's see if we can take words from the. Let's see if we can take words from the former. That's the LRA Commissioner General, Commissioner James Dormer Jala, on this particular issue. Commissioner, welcome to the media, sir. So, Minister, what do you make of the postponement of the hearing today? The folks are saying that you didn't come well prepared.
I just saw betrayal, and I think it's at a higher level. Under our constitution, whenever the speaker is incompetent, the deputy speaker is nobody but somebody to assist, right, as any other administrative function. So to see the deputy speaker leading a renegade group, leaving the legitimate group, I think it's another fun to us, right, as the legitimate lawmaker. I mean, and I'm using the word carefully. There is no way that we can have our own chimo, and then you go to a place that is not looking for each chimo. That place is a joint chimo whenever we have a program, meaning when we meeting with the Senate, that's why they call it joint chimo for a bigger program. So I think
today what we are experiencing is something that is troubling for our country, and I think the world is seeing everything that is being done, more especially the decision from the Deputy Speaker. But
absolutely, and I have confidence in the other members that I have talked to on the other side who are remorseful and want to go by the law. But listen to this, right? How can you take lawmakers and hold them hostage like little kindergarten children in one location? You bring them to where you carry them back. You bring them to where you carry them back. You know, I mean, my colleagues, man, they got to try hard. Whether you elect them for that, you know, to go be hold up. Then the question is, who's paying the bill and all of that? So leave the hotel, go to your house with your family, get up in the morning, come to work, and you'll be collecting your signatures. Absolutely, and I have confidence in the other members that I have talked to on the other side who are remorseful and want to go by the law. But listen to this, right? How can you take lawmakers and hold them hostage like little kindergarten children in one location? You bring them to where you carry them back. You bring them to where you carry them back. You know, I mean, my colleagues, man, they got to try hard. Whether you elect them for that, you know, to go be hold up. Then the question is, who's paying the bill and all of that? So leave the hotel, go to your house with your family, get up in the morning, come to work, and you'll be collecting your signatures.
Those on the speaker side that's in charge of some strategy work. We never counted 30, we always counted 29.
Why?
So,
because the deputy speaker.
Because we knew he was on our side a long time ago. It was clear. We knew he was on our side. And he is my uncle. You know, my mom is from Kofa. So I was always clear with him that he should come out and show his hands. He has come out to show his hands. And we know our number says 29. So anytime they were reporting, you know, 30, I say, just stop the thing. We are 29. And guess what? Tomorrow and the next week, you're going to see us claiming from 30 to 31.
I'm still confident. I just saw betrayal, and I think it's at a higher level. Under our constitution, whenever the speaker is in country, the deputy speaker.
Distinguished colleagues, honored guests, I'd like to say firstly, I was the presiding officer of this section. I've come to extend my appreciation to the active presiding officer in our absence, and to you colleagues, the majority block in section. We are acknowledged, majority member in section, acknowledge your request on many occasions, kept my presence are second and one equal. That we stated to you in our communication, we were still no defiance to respect the function of this body. And we needed to have some consultation to deal with to make some decisions. As you may be aware, we have been in the middle of the deal of this place. We have thought it wise to listen to all sides of the device. The last 2 weeks, we have been engaged with our colleagues on the other side. Today I have come to pay respect to you, our colleagues, members of this caucus party. With the respect and deference I have been getting me, I hope my presence here today will help us to work, especially in resolving this situation. In my view, to be in the best interest of our people, to be in the best interest of the oath that we took to protect and defend. Distinguished colleagues on the other side, we are colleagues who are going to work for the next 6 years in the interest of our people. There will be disagreements. It is my anticipation that our disagreements, should not further divide us into the Liberian people's business. I have come to call on you
And I like the presentation made by the Police Chairman of Judiciary, respecting the separations of powers, to understand the authority of the executive, understanding the authority of the legislature as well as the judiciary. We encourage all of us to give respect, as it is being said, to proceed with a team of lawyers representing this body in adherence to the request of the Honorable Supreme Court. Lastly, distinguished colleagues, we understand there are issues. You have some valid concerns. It is my hope again that we all come together, respecting the rules and procedure of the Honorable House of Representatives, in addition to the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, and call for due process. Then of our colleagues is accused. We must adhere to due process, and that colleague will be given due process. I hope we will take the motion, come together, all of the both parties. You are encouraged to come together and invoke the spirit of due process so that we can remedy the situation. And once both come together, we will fully operate for business. Having said that, distinguished colleagues, I'd like to say thank you so much. Hats off to you as we continue to together operate for business. Thank you.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Africa. Just to spoon you and know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get it.
Okay, so thanks again for joining us tonight. Another edition of the program, the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. Thanks to all of our folks across the world for joining us tonight. Thanks to our many followers across the internet on YouTube, Spoon Talk Live, on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Thanks to our partner radio stations across the country that are always relaying the program. The Late Night Show is where we talk Liberia. We bring the issues to you. We give you the updates, making sure that we bring you objective analysis around those issues, as well as giving you the opportunity to voice your concerns on those different happenings across the country every night. And I want to welcome you again tonight to this edition of the program. My name is Nelson Collet, and we're going to bring the rest of the team on. We're going to have a great conversation tonight. Liberia is all we have. We come here every night to talk Liberia, to discuss the issues that matters most to the forward march of our country. Please share the program as you come on. Let's hope we can give the program some shares tonight, and let's have a great conversation. Let me go across and bring the team on. I see Moba Zokia is here. Moba, welcome to the show.
Yeah, let me see.
You need your camera. I see our brother Francis Javate. Mr. Javate, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thanks, Nelson. Good to be here. What's up, Moba?
I'm good, brother. How you doing? Long time.
I know, man. Been busy.
Yeah, I saw Francis in a Halloween costume. You know, I don't know what about that costume, but for some reason Josh called me. I don't know if Josh and Francis, you know, who spy on their friend, but Josh called me. He said, Nelson, you see the costume you're making? African Baba, I know what I need a man for.
Baba Lao.
Yeah, man, very good. The man said the man looking at real Babalao. But the only thing that got me angry in the photo is why he took the little boy and set the boy on his lap. Why did he have to take his son and set the boy on his lap? He alone supposed to be in a Babalao costume, you know, enjoying himself, and then not involve the little baby J in the whole thing.
Stop lying on George, man. Stop lying on George.
And George will come up. The last time I told you, I said George said your face. Just looking at your face, George said he made some analysis around your face, and he was able to get a conclusion that when you were small, you were very mean.
He's a crap of food. He's a crap of food. He said, man, it's a crap of food.
Yeah. The man or me and the man used to cry for food. He said, Nelson, when you look at that, he said, man, I giant feel looking. There's somebody who, when he was small, he was
It's
me
a
and
crap of food. It's a crap of
That's a
so
lion, George.
I know you.
Listen,
But George will tell you why he called me earlier today to say all of what he said. But it's a great thing that we're here again tonight, man. Francis, welcome to the show. Let's welcome all of our folks joining us. Linda Solo, Arrow, Chie, Unbreakable, Tapet, Harry Doe, Tapla is here tonight. Morris, Moses, Mogar. Folks, please share the program as you come on tonight. We appreciate if you were to share the show. I see Bernard Brighter Benson is here tonight. Noosh is asking for the link. Noosh, you want to come on? James David is here. Moses Momolu, Yeke Marley, Jerry Gitawe, Jeremy Dennis, Charles Delan is here as well. Hepko Kazi, Chris Gate. Everyone, thanks for joining us tonight. Nathaniel K. Hill has joined us as well. DJ Do is here, and all of the folks joining us tonight. Please share the program. Let's hope we can have a great conversation. Dukle Welue. Yes, hope I got that name right. Let's go straight into the conversation, folks. No much time, uh, you know, to waste. Let's get into the conversation tonight. Mama, I want you to do your opening.
yeah.
I want you to do your opening because there's a lot happening across the country. We need to do justice to all of those happenings here today. We need to go into the happenings and make sure that we bring the issue to the folks today, make some analysis around those different issues across the country. So I just like us to start by doing our opening. Let's get into the issues. Most of you are aware that the deputy speaker um, made that decision today to join the majority bloc. Some have termed it as a betrayal to the speaker, Speaker Kofa, while others see it as you know a way of he exercising his right. That's his right to decide to affiliate and or associate and disassociate at any time, and so he made the decision today to put the number up to 44 instead of 43 that those guys have maintained over the past 3 weeks. Well, I mean Modai, sorry, yes, I mean Modai and the former Commerce Minister I mean Modai and LRA Commissioner General appeared today at the public hearing at the Liberian Senate. They were quizzed, they were engaged by the senators. The senators had to cut the entire hearing off because why they invited the LRA Commissioner General to speak on this issue that has to do with the purchasing of the uh, vehicle. Some say 96,000 worth of vehicle for the former commerce minister. The LRA boss was going into something else, which got some of the lawmakers angry. And they said that they called him to say something else, but he was leaving the actual reason why they called him and talking about internet services that they're providing to some entity. So Senator Zoe Manuel Peno, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, they were very angry. And at some point, they suggested to the chairman of the committee, of the person who chaired the public hearing, um, Senator Ellis Tyler, to call off the hearing. So that went on today. On the flip side, yes, there's been a lot going on in the country. And the Ministry of Education is proposing 1.2 million budget to support a nationwide school census. According to them, the fund will facilitate the recruitment of enumerators in collecting school data across the country. And so they want to get accurate data on the number of schools that are in the country, and it will all be geared towards making the educational system of the country better. But to do this, they want some 1.2 million budget. So whether the government of Liberia has that amount to, fund this initiative, which seemed to be a very good one, that's something to talk about. Plus, a whole lot happening across the country. Um, but I want us to get into the conversation tonight. Let's do our opening first. Alfred, welcome to the show. I would appreciate where you two are just okay. I in the,
Yeah.
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 I just want
Thank you. Yeah.
so
Thank you, Nancy. And
yes, and then we
okay.
can go
Yeah.
to Francis next, and then Alfred. Yes, let's go in that order.
Yeah. Thank you, Nancy, and thank you to our many listeners, and thank you to my fellow panelists. Look, I want to tell the president thank you today for taking that bold step, for suspending Patrick Woolsey and his lieutenants. Because we came on the show last week, for me, I was on the show, I think, some part of last week, and I called the president attention. We all talk, we all beat on the president. And we will keep saying this. That's what people don't understand. When the president do the right thing, we will say it. When he do the wrong thing, we will say it. I think we are on a rightful track. We, the panelists, more especially those who want the media, as the journalists putting other lawmakers and other people feet to the fire, we sit right here and put the president's feet to the fire too. Try to take some action against those corrupt officials. So I'm really excited to hear. I read our letter. It was posted in the chat room. I read it and I was so excited. I think the president now taking a rightful decision that we all anticipated first day. And now we are looking at the action. We're not just going to be talking, we want to see action. And this is the action we are talking about. So much people say it belated, but nothing is belated until the right thing has been done. So I want to applaud the president and his cabinet. His cabinet for doing our breeding work. I know he will not stop there. He will pursue all the people who keep stealing from the Liberian people. Thank you, Nelson, as I yield right there to Francis.
Thank you very much, Moba, for your opening. Francis, let's hear you.
Yeah, it's good to be back. Morning to our people. Good afternoon, good evening, where you are. I mean, a lot happened, and even though I don't be on the show, but I be watching, especially Spoon Talk. And every time I see these lawmakers, these lawbreakers come on and talk, it just boils my soul. Like it's like when they all become lawmakers, they go to special class to learn to insult the intelligence of the Liberian people. Jim Marvin Cole a few days ago on Spoon Talk, I know he'd be on the phone another time, but he when he appeared live, and one of the panelists mentioned something about the whole car scenario, talking about money wasteful spending, and he's justifying that people need to get a car because of the bad road condition. The people in the southeast, they can't drive a $15,000-$20,000 car. But if they buy it for people in the southeast, they might buy it for everybody, including the people in Montreal that can walk down the street to Capitol Building. So I've been asking myself, are people that not get sense or not, or what? Because they think even in your own house, if you are struggling, you try to make budget cuts and try to cut wasteful spending and prioritize what's important. Let's go back, not even just now. Let's go back to any time from the time they start buying the phone and car. If the southeast is a priority, and you say we need a lot of money to fix that road, my people, every 3 years, we spend millions of dollars in buying these people cars. Can we take that money and start fixing the road? Fixing the road small, until we can fix, because it started from any time. By now, we should be able to drive from Monrovia straight to the southeast. But they will not do any of that stuff. They will keep buying their car. Then they say, when I get money to fix the road, we'll get money to fix it. But you take milk. And I'm not even talking about the lawmakers alone, because even the cabinet minister, the ministers, the managing directors, all of them get $45,000 car. The Supreme Court people need to get car. So if you take all the money they use to buy the people car every 3 years, that millions of dollars I can fix the Southeast Road. Just don't buy that car. Take that money and put it in. Every 3 years, take that money and every year put small thing in the budget towards that thing. But now, everybody should be able to drive straight to the southeast. But our leader there, I don't know, they are here not correct. I swear. Or they intentionally trying to keep the Liberian people suffering and they live in luxury. But they're riding brand new cars. The Liberian people can drive that Tesla for 15-20 years in our country, going back and forth. But the people that can walk down the street they might get 45,000 car every 3 years because they're entitled to
Yeah.
it. What job you can go to nursing? Who can
Francis,
go to work? And tell
Francis,
us, what kind of nursing? Give me 10 seconds. Who can go to
I'm
work?
here to
You
see
the
50.
least performing employee.
You know,
Then you determine your benefit, you determine your allowance, you determine your salary. But you the company losing money, but you determine how much you get paid. That's what happening in Labrador then. The lawmaker, so-called lawmaker then, they're the least performers in the country. But they can determine how much the Labrador people should pay them. And they work for the Labrador people. What kind of employers are the Labrador people? You employ somebody that losing your money, but you keep them there. The thing is, like the army wife did in our country, the entire population do it, shut down the country for a complete and couple of letters demand that if one of them not met, they will not open the country. So shut down that country.
Thank you very much. Princess, I want to hold you there. Let's move to Alfred Conoway to do his opening quickly. Alfred, go ahead. I see friends. Raymond wants to come on, but he has a face cap on. Raymond, you already know the rule of the show. Adjust properly, then we're gonna bring you on. Oh, so mobile already have on a face cap? Did mobile have
No. I say see my one get way.
I thought you just removed one. Yeah.
Well, then we need to buy glasses for you. I will donate you one glasses.
Yeah. Alfred, you can go ahead and do your opening.
Well, I want to say good evening to all of you on set tonight, and good evening to our people in Radio Land. Good evening to our people on social media. We are back again with the most important talk show, the Lindai Politics on Spoon. Nelson, as a Liberian, every day I wake up, I think about when Liberia will be the country that I will be proud of. We vote a lot of criminals into our leadership, and at the end of the day, the country continues to go down the drain. Let me pick up from where my brother Francis stopped and said this. Look, we are now in the 21st century. 2024, you still have people maneuvering to steal from the country. Right now, we're supposed to be talking about the budget for 2025. The Ministry of Finance has to ask for another 1 week extension because you have a group of criminals who are trying to lobby their way to get money only because they are not on committees, that they can go and harass companies to get money out of them and harass agencies to get money out of them. The speaker is not doing that, so they're using it as a conduit to gain out of power because they feel that's the only way they can get money. Can you imagine lawmaker making $15,000, but only because he's not on committee, when he can go and harass Aslamita, then they get them money, bribe them. They're not on committee, so they feel vulnerable. They call it quote unquote vulnerable. I don't know why people are not getting angry. I don't know why people are not angry. The constitution is very clear. Article 1 is very clear. Article 1 is very clear. All power is inherent in the people for their survival. So if Liberians cannot get angry of what is going on right now, I don't know when we get angry. Jerry Ronnie once says this. He said, if we are not bold to truth, justice can never be dispensed in the societies. If we are not bold to truth, to look in each other's faces and say, this is the real way to go, this is the right thing to go to do, whether you're my brother, you're my uncle, you're my auntie, this is what we're supposed to do to uplift ourselves. If we cannot be bold to say truth to each other, justice will never be dispensed in the society. Corruption will be the order of the day. So for me, Nelson, what is going on in the country is not good at all. People need to realize that this small thing that they can be doing, and they feel that they are working for the country, they are killing this country. See what happened today. Your main rules, the Constitution, Article 38, 39, 49, also speak to how you can elect somebody and how you can remove them. Then you say you in majority blood. Where in the Constitution I say you got to be in a majority blood to move a speaker? It's very clear. If you find a cause to tear should be able to come with that evidence to show that yeah, this is the cause for the reason you should step down. But you gather yourself together only because that's the way to get money. And I seen it happening in our society. Even if you go to the bank, for example, me and on this nursing, the people can create scenario where you supposed to spend 5 or 10 million in a bank. Your own money you go to withdraw, you got to bribe somebody to get it. It happens in Liberia. Nowhere else but in Liberia. Your own money, what you put in a bank to go get it, you got to bribe the teller for you to get your own money you put in the bank. Because they will waste your time.
Let me
They
say
will
this.
waste your time. They will do it.
It's not mandatory. It's not
They will do
mandatory.
it deliberately. Don't tell me
You-
it's not no, nothing. Don't say it's not mandatory. That's the society like that's the society Liberia has. Don't got body people. That's the society Liberia has. I've been there. I
Thank
experienced it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let me check close on it. 2019 when I went to Liberia.
1 minute is over.
Keep
I
listening,
know we
I'm
have,
going
we have to
on.
go into the show. We have to go into the show.
Nothing. Just to tell you how bad our country is. All of us we are feeling it.
Take 5
Nowhere you
minutes.
live in whether you live in America or Europe, everywhere, the thing that happening like bro, all of us feeling it.
Just before we bring Raymond on, yes, there are lots of things that need to be improved on in Liberia, and we can go on naming. Maybe we're gonna remain here for the rest of the night. So many things need to be improved on. We have a lot of issues, lapses, gaps that need to be breached. But again, man, there are some positive things happening in Liberia. It's just fair to sometimes highlight the positive things about Liberia and some of the positive things that are happening here. But again, we're gonna have a great show tonight. Um, let's hope we can get into the conversations with the many developments across the country. Raymond, you want to take just 1 minute to do your opening as your timer is set because you came on the show a bit late. So we get into the conversation tonight.
Thank you, Nelson, and I want to extend my greetings to all of the rest of the panelists, gentlemen. Thanks for keeping the show going, and to all of our listening audience, the word over. I would like to pick up from where my fellow panelists stopped, especially my brother Alfred. Alfred, the Constitution in Article 1 requires that all power is inherent in the people, and they have the rights to alter their government where their wishes and desire require. Well, it gave the provision under which they can do it. It says by regular election to fill vacancy and change powers. So we should also let our people know rebel war isn't constitutional. The constitution will give us that power. And it says by provision provided by this constitution. So anything that is not constitutional, our people do, it's a mutilation and it's chaos. We don't want it. So the people have the right to institute their government through regular elections. And there where the powers of the people is exhibited, where they can decide who their elected officers are. And the people have done that. And going to the issue of the saga at the House of Representatives, I see a lot of people giving a lot of clear pass to Fanatic Kofa. But Fanatic Kofa is no different from the rest of his colleagues. So if you should criticize all and don't exempt him. Fanatic Kofa served as deputy speaker during the CDC-led administration. We know what our country became. When last did he speak about good governance? When last did he speak about accountability? Fusa. We heard him speak about corruption taking place through the budgetary process while he was deputy speaker. He became speaker for 9 to 10 months. No audit has taken place at the House of Legislation. This guy is only fighting for his job because he's a businessman. He got his hands dirty through his deeds, and he's trying to save himself by putting himself, positioning himself in power, abusing powers. All of them, no exempt. The House of Representatives and the Senate have not done well for that country, and Fanatic Kofa is not an exempt. Nobody should take Fanatic Kofa to be the white lamb. or Captain Jesus for Liberia, and his colleagues are the devils. If we should call all of them the devils for the wrong they've done, all of them have done it equally. And besides that, he's a felon. He has something dark and sting on him that he's not good for our leadership in our country. And based on that, I support the action to remove him, and let's have people of integrity to serve in our government, not eloquence. Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, Send that into the back.
Uh,
Remember, we all agree, right? I come in after 1 second. We all agree that. Oh, Nelson, give me 1 second. We don't want it to be done properly, constitutionally. That's all. We look. Let the people go in the house. Let them do what they're supposed to do. And when the men, when they get a vote, the men leave. That's it.
But the Constitution provides their action right now
Okay,
because
so
under the
guys,
Constitution, they can make their laws, and
we
what
need
they're
to move
doing
conversation
is in
tonight.
accordance with their laws and their
We
guidelines.
have moving to the conversation tonight. Yes, last evening we had a great conversation here. We were trying to peep into the happenings of today, yesterday, and making some analysis around what would have happened today, and especially with the House being divided, the House of Representatives, two groups, and one group calling for the Deputy Speaker to get on board. We wanted to know, though, up to the 11th hour of yesterday, there were concerns. And when I say yesterday, I mean, because I know here in Liberia we're already in the next day. But I mean, before Tuesday, up to the 11th hour of Monday, there were still so many concerns. What's going to happen? Is the Deputy Speaker going to go over to the majority block? Is he going to remain in the chambers? Or is he going to the joint chambers? Now, interestingly, one of our followers, I don't know how the guy did this thing, but he went all the way back to one of our presentations. And I want Vasco to join us tonight. I want Vasco to be part of the show tonight. I want us to have Vasco on the late night show tonight. Because this guy extracted that portion of the show when we were having this particular conversation, and he shared it. It's all around in different group chats across. And I want to play this portion here. I would love to play just this portion of what the guy extracted and shared. But last evening we were having a conversation, and there were predictions. Some said that the deputy speaker will have remained to where he was, since in fact that's the interest of the CDC. He would not have betrayed the speaker, and by leaving, it would have meant betrayal. But we all woke up today to the information about the deputy speaker crossing over. He crossed on the other side of the river. Is this in any way a surprise? Does this come as a surprise? Now, we're going to go into the content of his message when he crossed over. What exactly is he saying to his colleagues there? We'll play that video, and we have a lot of other issues to touch on. But I want us to take exact 1 minute across the table on this one. The deputy speaker crossing over. What does this mean? Is this a win, a sign of victory for the majority bloc? What does it say about the struggle, the fight that those guys have undertaken to unseat the current speaker? Are they winning? Is the number increasing? Is there any reason for someone to think at this point that, look, the speaker is out and he should just give it up like others did, maybe just resign and let it go? Or should he keep holding on? Or maybe we will get to that aspect. But let's stick on the Deputy Speaker's position today. Crossing over, sitting in the chambers, the joint chamber today. And I want to play this video. In fact, just before going into that aspect, let's play a little bit of what he said today when he crossed over. What was the message he took to the folks on the other side of the river when he crossed?
Distinguished colleagues, honored guests, the lady, I'd like to say, firstly, as the presiding officer of today's section, I have come to extend my appreciation to the acting presiding officer in our absence, and to you colleagues, the majority block in section. We have acknowledged majority member in section, acknowledge your request on many occasions requesting my presence as second among equal. Like we stated to you in our communication, it was in no defiance and disrespect to the function of this body. And we needed to have done some consultations and be able to make some decisions. As you may be aware, we have been in the middle of the deal of this place. We have thought it wise to listen to all sides of the device. For the last 2 weeks, we have been engaged with our colleagues on the other side. Today, I have come to pay respect to you, our colleagues, members of this caucus panel. With the respect and deference that has been given me, I hope my presence here today will help us to work, especially in resolving this situation, in my view, to be in the best interest of our people, to be in the best interest of the oath that we took to protect and defend. Distinguished colleagues on the other side, we are colleagues who are going to work for the next 6 years in the interest of our people. There will be disagreements, but it is my anticipation that our disagreements, should not further divide us into the Liberian people business. So I have come to call on you, and I like the presentation made by our colleagues, Chairman of Judiciary, respecting the separations of powers, to understand the authority of the executive, understanding the authority of the legislature as well as the judiciary. We encourage all of us to give respect, as it is being said, to proceed with a team of lawyers representing this body in adherence to the request of the Honorable Supreme Court. Lastly, distinguished colleagues, we understand there are issues. You have some valid concerns. It is my hope again that we all come together, respecting the rules and procedure of the Honorable House of Representatives, in addition to the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, and call for due process. If any of our colleagues is accused, we must adhere to due process, and that colleagues must be given due process. I hope we will take emotions, come together, all of the both parties. You are encouraged to come together and invoke the spirit of due process so that we can remedy the situation. And once we come together again to do the Liberian people business. Having said that, distinguished colleagues, I'd like to say thank you so much. Hats off to you.
You know, guys, this is exactly where we are. Is the Deputy Speaker actually on the other side? The decision today to preside over the majority block, was it a betrayal? And I just want us to do everything in one on this issue before moving to the next one. The content of his message today. Your analysis around this. Is he taking the message, the same message, in the chambers, on the on the side that is in support of the speaker, to the side, is he a messenger in this case? Taking the message from one end to the other end, calling on the guys to be respecters of the law, call their colleagues due process, because that's what the speaker has been calling for, due process. If you think I'm not doing anything right, I've violated the laws, come to session. Let's make sure that due process is observed. He's also talking about the need for them to settle their differences, to move the house in the direction that will serve the Liberian people. Is he really on the other side? Has he been won over as, others are already thinking? His decision to preside over the majority bloc today, was it a betrayal? Let's start the conversation from here. Maybe we should start with you, Alfred. Then we're going to take Moba and then go around the table.
Well, thank you so much. Last evening we talked about, the position of the deputy speaker in so far that he is with the Fonati side. Our analysis was centered around the constitutionality of his position and the rules, the standing rules of the House of Representatives. So we predicted that he wouldn't have gone um, to preside, but howbeit, in his wisdom, he thought that was the right thing to do. And having analyzed his position today and his speech, I would say that that was the right thing to do. To call on his colleague.
But just before going to the right thing to do, Alfred, did this come as a surprise to you in the first
Yes,
place?
it did. It really did.
The will go to the majority bloc.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Because
it's a betrayal to the speaker.
No, it's not. Because his one vote cannot change the situation to remove the speaker in the first place. So
at least it's one vote. Someone would say that one vote gave the speaker some level of assurance, some hope that when I look on my other side, I still have the deputy speaker by my side who can preside in my presence by law, legally elected just like me.
Yes, Nelson, in as much as the deputy speaker vote is very important to either side, the fact of the matter here is that we have to adhere to the rules of law. They have their own standing rules. The Constitution is very clear as it relates to how you can remove a member from a particular position. So I think today, having considered all the situation, the circumstances, the deputy speaker felt that the best thing to do instead of continuously inflaming the fire is to go out there and try to see how best they can remedy the situation by calling on his colleagues. Say, look, you know what? The speaker is not refusing to resign. He said, "You're giving due process."
So, Alfred, just before we move to more, Alfred, given all we've seen here, is the deputy speaker playing the neutral role? Is he on the side of? Is he still on the Kofa side of this whole argument, or is he on the majority side? Where exactly is he? Left, right, or in the middle?
Well, in my mind, if you look at the functionality of the House of Representatives, I think Deputy Speaker Fala is with Ponati in this case. However, I think his vote will always go for Fonati because they are from the same political party. All right, and Deputy Speaker Fala is a ranking member of the CDC. All right, so he will make sure that Fonati is protected. Right. So what he did today, in my mind, I think he looking at all the circumstances around him and being a very ranking member of that house and of his political party, the best thing to do was to go over there to show some level of leadership to those from the CEC that are part of that renegade group to say, look, this is a time that we need to come together. This is a time that we give each other due process. If you're saying a man, remember now, he acknowledged that their claims, that somebody claimed yourself was against this man. It's acknowledged, but this is the process that you have to take. This is the process that you have to take. Due process. Let a man be given his day in court. If he found liable for some of the claims that they raised, it is in their prerogative to remove him by way of vote, to remove him. So for me, I think Deputy Speaker Parler did the right thing today. It is now time that stakeholders within the political party, especially the CDC, they need to recalibrate and see how best they can bring the renegades guys that are causing confusion within the party to realize that the party has a stake in the governing process of Liberia, because that's the only position that they have in terms of ranking. So if they will be fighting among themselves, and at the end of the day, they remove, quote unquote, they remove Speaker Kofa politically, that will be against the Constitution as well as their own standing rules. So the best thing they can do now, having considered the fact that there have been a whole lot of noise, and now the noise is subsiding, due process should be given. Speaker Kofa should recuse himself and go through the process. If he found liable, they remove it. It's simple as that. But I think in my mind, the guys are afraid. The guys are afraid because if they go to the due process, they will not get a vote that will be required to remove Speaker Kofa. And at this time now, Speaker Kofa will have a constitutional authority to change the goalposts. And that's why you see they are trying to force him to resign. That's what they are doing.
I want to hold you there a bit, Alfred. Let's go to Moba a little. Moba, what you just saw today, the deputy speaker going over. He went to the majority block. He didn't just go there to sit. He presided. He consented to that communication. He said, I'm here. You requested, and I've come. I've listened to your demands. I've listened to your requests. I recognize you guys as a legitimate body, and I want us to work in the interest of the Liberian people. I want us to say, let bygone be bygone. Let's do everything we can to follow the due process, the law, and everything. And let's work in the interest of the Liberian people. Moba, is this deputy speaker gone? Is he gone? Have the Council of Kofa block lost the deputy speaker altogether? Or is he trying to bring people over? Did he go to the camp, to the majority block to lobby to bring some people overboard? Or has he betrayed the trust of the speaker? Is he in the middle? Is he on the right or is he on the left?
Look, Nelson, the speaker, the deputy speaker already made a decision. He will never go back. One. Two, his speech, he was just trying to do the cover up. But I would take one thing important that he said when he was making his speech, right? He said due process, and we all been talking about due process. I think it would be prudent for the hosts to go through due process because they make the law. They understand the law, and what the law say, what the Constitution say, that's why they should go about. They shouldn't come and say, let us do many things. That's where the problem coming from, Nelson. The speaker is not talking, say, I don't want to move. No. He said, let us go through the due process and we'll get out for the somewhat men.
But we know that process. But at the moment, who's winning?
Nelson, I would say that there's no win-win. The only way that will be win-win is that the speaker either step down, he resign, or
I'm saying who's winning.
No winning, that's what I'm telling you.
Won the deputy speaker over. Is it fair to say that he just went there to give it a try to at least respect that to protect his job on one end, so that if it goes the other way, he doesn't stand to be the loser?
Nelson, look, long time we listened to the interview of the other lawmakers. They said they need long time they were 29. They said they were 29. Thomas Falala done that for bluffing. He was there to show up to say, okay, you know what, the man stay here. No, but the man was in a wet cloth with a black hat, sitting side umbrella. We all know. He talk about due process. Yes, we all been crying about due process. They're all on the radio. People saying the lawmakers saying it. Even the speaker, the speaker said it. I want due process. So if he's saying and he's discussing about due process, bringing it in his conversation, it doesn't mean that he not betrayed. Betrayed the struggle. He betrayed the struggle. He betrayed the trust of the speaker, and which of course it is wrong, Nelson. That is right. We agree. But listen, you come from a political entity that govern eight people, and you guys hold together, and you the second in command. And when you do things like that, other people are like, well, that's it. We don't. Because if the deputy speaker can always go to the anti-Fonati Kofa group, then meaning nothing left there for Fonati Kofa. But I can say the win or Fonati Kofa win, because now then the constitution will kick in. We will not sit and look at our constitution be trashed in the water. We will not agree to it. We agree, everybody get a foot, everybody get a butt. We agree. But let them go by the constitution and let it remove it. That's the case closed. Let it go for due process. That's it.
I want to hold you.
That for now. You know, enjoy himself over there. That's fine.
Just before moving to our brother Francis, where do you think this deputy speaker is at the moment, Moba? Is he middle? Is he playing the twins mother role or the twins father role?
Nelson, the man not in the middle. The man left.
Right?
He left. He done. He ain't going back. He done. And he wanna go down. He wanna look. You know, he said some words. We agree.
No, let me ask you this question, Moba. Is this a plus or a minus for his political, career, his political image? Is it a plus or a minus?
When we talk about the image, then we'll be just go. Then trust will come in. And when trust comes in, what happened? For sedition, some sedition now is angry. Why have to leave? So for the sedition, not for me, because I never supported Thomas for life. I will never support him. That's it. So, but I think for some sedition, they are disenchanted in him, and some of them are frustrated. They are all around the place posting, calling him betrayal, all that stuff and things. But for me, nursing, whether for his positive or negative, all I know is that he betrayed the struggle.
Thank you. I want to hold you there. I want to hold you there a bit, and let's move to our brother Francis. And right after Francis, I'm going to play a video, read something up here as we proceed with the conversation tonight. But Francis, this is very important. Just listening to the deputy speaker speak today, presiding over the majority bloc, did it come as a surprise? Is this a betrayal of the Fonati trust? Does he still have the weight, or that support of the CDC, the party on whose ticket he was elected? Is this a plus or a minus for him? Where exactly do you think he sits right now? Is he trying to address the situation, trying to find a kind of solution around it by going on the other side? He said, I've listened to the other side. Today I'm here and I want to listen to you. You have some general concerns. Is he trying to, find a solution around this issue here, or is he just playing a smart game?
First of all, Nelson, I just want to correct. I mean, not correct, but just to throw a line or something. Anybody who's saying that for lack of better term, the minority bloc. Right now, the group of 29 saying they knew the 29 all along. That's a lie. That's a lie. They never knew. They were never 29. Tomorrow, I can bet you. Tomorrow, if two people leave that group, they'll come out and say, "Oh yeah, we knew we were 27." Until it be one person, and one person will say, "Oh, I knew I by myself." That's what they will keep saying. But to Thomas, the deputy speaker issue, he's walking a fine line. He's walking a fine line. He doesn't want to be tied to Fonati Kofa, and he doesn't want to appear as though he's not going to recognize, because this is not a constitutional. This is a constitutional issue, but also political issue too. So he's recognizing the political aspect of this whole thing. That we may be mad at them for holding the country hostage, but they can still move him through the speaker through political pressure, like it has been done in the past. So Thomas Farah is he's separating himself from Fonadi, but also to want to be in the middle. That he want to be Switzerland. He want to be neutral. He want to appear neutral, so that if these guys prevail, the so-called majority bloc, he maintains speakership. He doesn't want to go down with Fonadi Kofa. You see, so that's why he's doing this. Politics is a dirty game. At some point, people will protect their own skin, and that's exactly what Thomas Farah is doing. There's no honor among thieves. There's a movie we all seen the title, "No Honor Among Thieves." Thomas Farah is protecting himself. You listen to his speech. He first talk about, he recognized the majority black in the correct. He said majority member or something like that, showing that I see you, I hear you. Then he also called for due process to say, let's come together. All of us come out together and handle the thing so we can give the speaker due process. So he's sounding neutral. He not say, majority black, we here, we'll conduct business. You got quorum, let's do this. No.
Do you think he's neutral here?
He presented himself to be neutral. That's why he wants to appear to be.
From your own analysis, is he
I don't think he's neutral. I don't think he's neutral. Thomas Farah is ambitious. He wants to either be speaker or maintain because you remember, if he did not appear, then Group 2 threatened to kick him off his position too, along with Fonati. So Thomas Farah said, I'm not going to just sit on the fence. I'm going to appear to be working. One of Fonati Kofa remain. I'll say deputy speaker. If he goes, there's a chance I can become speaker, or I maintain my deputy speaker position. But I'm not going to screw myself. I'm going to stay right in the middle, and that's exactly what he's doing. But I hope that I say the middle of 29 is not true.
Thank you, Francis. I want to hold you there. Just before bringing our brother Raymond and Anthony in, I want to play this.
But this is the reason why the mighty party we stood up against this plot. You saw how we even dealt with our own people. This is the party. Our party, besides George, we are nobody in our party is important. We get
Vasco, did you just say that nobody is important in the party?
That's just what I just said in my closing. The full shining star is Joya.
Yeah, he just let's
allow Vasco to do it. Take 30 seconds to just
That's not your party. You get your party. I say my party. Only one man important in our party. That job we are with the rest of the people who can kick you out tomorrow morning. You go. You can hear about Molu again. Eh? We the people, we the partisan of the party, we made our party. So you can come and be. We the simple that sort of vote for you. So when you go, we come for you. The only person that will lead our party will cry will be George Weah. Because we love him. We can do anything for him. But not any other person. Today Tifa can go. When Tifa go, CDC will move from behind. That would Sir Joseph can go today in Maserado. I can bet you can leave today in Maserado. He will not win Maserado. That's how we're looking.
Thank you, Vasco.
You want to tell me that we are saying I'm more than a sedition?
That the only party that gets shame. The only party that gets shame, we are shame, we get sedition. So you see that?
But yeah,
George, guys, this is our brother Vasco, and that's why I want Vasco to be on the show tonight. This is our brother Vasco. About a month ago,
what was that day?
Ago, when this issue came up. But I want to pull up something the party chairman wrote today. This is the chairman of the party, Janga Ko. He said the CDC National Executive Committee strongly condemns Deputy Speaker Thomas Farah and other CDC lawmakers who have disobeyed the CDC National Executive Committee and His Excellency President George Weah to go against Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. These actions are clearly influenced by Joseph Yuman Boakai government and intended to destabilize the CDC. These schemes will fail and the CDC will emerge stronger after this. We are closely monitoring the situation. These developments speak to the wider threat to the Liberian democracy, where an overbreathing executive can interfere with the function of the other two branches, thereby undermining checks and balances. The evidence is clear that the UP government is undemocratic and has gone against every facet of the rule of law, as evidenced by by disrespecting the Supreme Court rulings, violations of human rights, arbitrary dismissals of civil servants, ill treatment of Liberian diplomats deployed during the CDC government, and many more violations. We are all aware that under Liberian democratic practices, political parties have limited control over their members elected to the national legislature, as suspension or expulsion have no bearing on their seat at the national legislature. We need a national conversation on strengthening political parties' powers over their elected members at the national legislature. This is the chairman of the CDC writing. And I want you to come in from here, Raymond. We're going to bring our brother Anthony on. I see Marsha Territory is trying to join in. We'll bring her on as well. But go ahead, Raymond. Let's take it from there. The deputy speaker crossing over, and all the different things that are coming on the sideline.
Sarah was muted. So thank you. I've said before on this same show that CDC behaved like a cult. And Vasco's statement that only George Weah matters in the entire CDC is just a clear indication that CDC is a cult. They don't care about the Liberian people. They don't care about the governance. They don't care about the rule of law. They care about an individual who they are devoted to, and he's Lord and gospel over them. And that's a cult mentality. But going to the saga and the posture of the deputy speaker, the deputy speaker is not loyal to neither Fanati Kofa nor the majority bloc. He's loyal to his individual ambition, his self-interest. And that's the same interest of Fanati Kofa. Fanati Kofa is not speaker because of the Liberian people or for anything, because of his self-ambition. Fanati Kofa is holding on to the speakership because he benefits personally from being the speaker. Didn't we hear on the same show you playing the tape of Buffer Chambers claiming Fanati Kofa betrayed him in order to be speaker? Fanati Kofa once played, he was not loyal to the former person that he served as deputy speaker under. He was ambitious of being speaker as well. Let us not forget that the legislature and the House of Representatives is a theater of politics. All those people there, they are politicians, and their one interest is politics. So they can amass power, so they can amass wealth and influence. That's the only reason why Fanati Kofa is fighting for this speakership thing. What has the Liberian people benefited since Fanati Kofa being a lawmaker? What agenda have he fought for that we can all point to and say Fanati Kofa is a champion of the people? No, nada. He's there for himself. His power, his influence, his control, everything for himself. So is Thomas Fala. Thomas Fala don't want to lose his deputy speakership, and he knows that in the House of Legislature, there's numbers. And let's go back to the constitutionality of this whole saga. People keep saying. Article 49. Due process Article 49 says, it says the speaker, the deputy speaker, and other elected officials may be removed by resolution of 2/3 of the members of the House of Representatives. That's the due process it gave. Once two-thirds presents a resolution, he may be removed. No other procedure did it specify. And it
Go
said
for us and
may.
say for cost. For cost.
Yeah, that's a resolution. The resolution has a cost. But when
And that cost
two-thirds,
should be based on evidence.
it never said nothing like that, my brother. That's not true. You're trying to deceive and you're trying to inject what your opinion is. It's set for a cost. And the cost is determined by the two-thirds. When the two-thirds sign a resolution on that cost, they the jury that that decision is final and he be removed. And it said may. And may means an option. It didn't say shall. Shall will mean that's the only way he can be removed. But the Constitution is clear. It used the word selected, the word may. May mean that could be a recourse. That could be a way he could be removed. That's not the only way the Constitution provided. The same old Constitution provide that the same house can select their rules. And their rules binding. And the Constitution support it. And in their rules, it speaks about it needs quorum for the speaker to preside. For plenary to function, there must be quorum. And in that, it gave options that the speaker could preside, the deputy speaker could preside, or a speaker pro tem could preside. So that's also another way that the speaker can be removed.
Raymond, the whole removal thing, the constitutionality, we've had a lot of conversation around that. But I want us to come back to this decision today. The deputy speaker presiding for the first time over the majority bloc. Is this a betrayal to the speaker? This is the very deputy speaker who was seated right next to the speaker when the telephone call, the video call came from the former president. They sat, they threw a right or left-hand salute, whichever kind of salute they threw, and then they laughed. They had a great conversation. There was hope. He showed the phone and he was telling the president that I'm here. I'm here. This is the speaker right beside me, and I'm here. We are in this together. We got this. What do you think changed over the time, Raymond?
So
and where exactly deputy speaker is? Is he trying to find a solution around this? That he was on the other side. Today he's on the other side. He's trying to get the guys, bring the guys together. He's saying to them, look, I want us to find a way to solve this issue.
Nelson,
is he a speaker in this case?
Nelson,
is he playing a role? Or has he betrayed anybody?
In that political theater, the House of Representatives, there's nothing called loyalty to an individual. Those guys are loyal to their ambition. The speaker is not loyal to anyone in that house. He's loyal to his selfish ambition. Those supporting him are not loyal to him. They're loyal to the cause that they benefit while they support him. So there's nothing called loyalty. That's a political theater. All of them playing politics for their personal advancement, their influence, their gain, their finances. That's the driving factor for all of them, including the speaker. Those supporting the speaker, they are on committees. The speaker got them on committees. So they're there with him because of what they benefit from the committees. Those against the speaker do not benefit anything from the speaker. So they are against him. It's a political theater. Tifa not loyal to the speaker, nor he's loyal to the bloc. He's loyal to his position that he will retain if he goes with the majority, and he's aware that's democracy. It's about numbers. The number where the number is, that where his interest lies.
Anthony, let's hear your analysis around this issue, the decision from the deputy speaker today.
Thank you, Nelson. Good evening to everyone. Good morning to those in Liberia, if it's already a morning hour there. To our loyal follower and listeners on the radio, I want to say good evening tonight. Look, I sat here quietly, did not interrupt anyone, and I hope they all got me the same courtesy as well. First and foremost, I want to speak to the letter from the CDC chairman. Politically speaking, it is immature. You're supposed to wait for Monday and see what the Supreme Court verdict will be first. This is politics. And politics sometimes, make strings bear fellow. And you got to understand that, in as much as the Constitution will stand, people will play politics. Their interest is their interest, and you got to be very, careful. Politics is a calculated risk. Deputy Speaker Fowler is calculating his risk here. He's walking a very fine line. What he did today did not tell the majority bloc, "I'm with you." Did not also tell Speaker Kofa, "I'm with you."
No, Anthony.
Listen.
The deputy speaker said he recognizes the majority bloc.
Listen.
Are concerned. He's there to preside.
Can you allow me to speak?
Okay, yeah, go on.
There was a resolution to be brought on the floor. They skipped. As soon as the speaker said resolution, they said no resolution. New bill, no new bill. Any amendment, no. They passed over all of those things. All they wanted him to have done today to show up. He did show up. They didn't bring that resolution on the floor. Did they have quorum? They have quorum. Why did they not bring that resolution on the floor? Because they don't have the number. He asked for the resolution. I watched that thing. They did not bring it on the floor because they know they don't have the number. So the deputy speaker gave them an opportunity today to debate their own issues. They chose not to. Now, there is a sticky point. The Supreme Court of Liberia has placed a prohibition on the lower house to halt every process at this moment. They did not adhere to the Supreme Court order. So we await the Supreme Court on Monday to rule on this matter. Because the Supreme Court wrote the legislature, the lower house, to halt everything that they are doing and invited them. They will be at the Supreme Court on Monday. All these lawmakers will be there from the lower house will be at the Supreme Court on Monday. Let's wait and see. You heard from the other party today. Let's wait and see what the Supreme Court has to say. Because what they did today was unconstitutional. Listen, let me say this to you. This Constitution here, and my dear brother Raymond, Article 38 of the Constitution of Liberia gave a clear prescription as to how you go about this thing.
I want to interrupt you a bit. Anthony, let me interrupt you a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The deputy speaker, when the first and second communications were served to him, he said in his response, the last response before presiding today,
he will consult his legal team.
With his legal team.
Correct.
The deputy speaker being one of the oldest lawmakers at the lower
apart from Jim Barney, yep.
At the lower house, decided to consult with his legal team. Following the consultation, he decided to go and preside, which implies that his decision to preside today was informed by the legal advice or pieces of information that his legal team provided to him. How then should anybody, for what reason, why should anybody think that the deputy speaker and his legal team are in an error and that the Supreme Court is going to come up with a ruling that will put the deputy speaker and all the 43 lawmakers in one hole, boom, they go down and everything just goes down.
So we have seen legal mind lose cases in court. We have seen it. We have seen lawyers go to court and lose cases. It's not strange. Not because you're lawyer, so you can't get the law wrong. We have seen it. Countless times, even in the great United States, we've seen it. In Great Britain, we've seen it. Lawyer go to court and lose a case.
No, but Anthony, in this case, it's not just a lawyer. It's a lawyer advising a politician. I want you to consider the fact that there's a legal component of this whole thing. There's a political component of it, wherein the person who is being advised is a political guru. He has made his way through that corridor for over 12 years.
Yes. In a place where they are doing things, not following the rules, when the money is speaking. This is the first of its kind for a speaker of the Republic of Liberia, of the House of Representatives, to stand up and say, I'm standing for the Constitution. Every single one of them that had the same situation that he had right now caved in to political pressure.
I want to hold you there, Anthony. I want I want us to go around the table quickly with this one, and we're going to start with you, Emmy. The communication from the CDC today about the chairman about
I'm not arguing the
this,
speaker
this
going to
thing
win or
being
not going to win. I'm speaking on
this
constitutional matter here. And
this
do
thing
have for
being
the man will lose.
I can understand what he's saying.
hello, can you hear me, Emmy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I want us to go a little bit back to this this communication from the chairman of the CDC. And I guess we all read through this communication. He's saying that everything that is in the first place, they are disappointed. They condemn the deputy speaker. They condemn all the CDC lawmakers that are in support of the removal of Councillor Funati Kofa, the speaker, and that in fact this thing is being fueled by some of the folks in this current administration, by President Baka and some of his folks. And he thinks the ruling establishment is undermining democratic practices. He thinks the ruling establishment is undermining, is disrespecting the rule of law. And there's a need for a national conversation to begin on how political parties can have some level of influence, some level of say as to what the people that get elected on their political party tickets can do. A way where those political parties can get to take actions against some of those individuals. Let's start the conversation from here. Let's hope we can take 1 minute across the table on this particular aspect.
Well, thank you, Nelson. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people beating on someone for that, but I could be wrong in my little non-political mind. You know, I mean, what do you expect? This guy's job is on the line too, right? And whatever he said in that achievement today doesn't show anything like, oh yeah, I'm doing this because I'm betraying the other side or whatever. He said he stands for his party. And the speaker, he just doing it to, I mean, I guess the Constitution, like everybody else, or some people are saying that, oh, the Constitution is not on these people's side, which I find it really hard to believe that if it wasn't that the deputy speaker would be giving these people, you know, acknowledging that letter and doing all of this. I think something is something, and they have some kind of right to harm his job. That's why he's doing what he's doing, and I mean, he kind of cut between the two group right now. I mean, what would they have him do to say, "Oh no, I'm not coming," and then these people declare his seat vacant as well. I don't know if they can do that, but that was a communication, right? So I mean, I don't see it as betrayal from the beginning. For what people are saying, he's involved in this. Could be. He could be involved in it and playing a double-sided game or whatever. But from this particular point, I don't see it as betrayal. I see it as I'm fighting for my job too. I'm trying to help you here, right? To stay the speaker. But by doing that, I'm also, you know, getting caught into this. So I think the right thing to do, he never went there to sit over the speaker being removed. He went there to sit in that session and what I call them, preside over the whole thing. That's what he did. And the speech he gave you, we all heard it. I don't think it's something like the way everybody making it, oh, he's a betrayer or whatever. They wanted him to ignore the letter, which I don't think that was a good thing to do. It was gonna be something on his part. I think he's trying to save his job. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as being betraying anybody.
Thank you. Thank you. I want us to watch this video. This is a speaker today after session. When they attempted having session today, they could not get a quorum again. and they could not. Because of the lack of quorum, they were unable to today, they were unable to conduct session. I want us to listen to what the speaker himself had to say.
Absolutely, and I have confidence in the other members that I have talked to on the other side, who are remorseful and want to go by the law. But listen to this, right? How can you take lawmakers and hold them hostage like little kindergarten children in one location? You bring them to where you carry them back. You bring them to where you carry them back. You know, I mean, my colleagues, man, they got to try hard. We're not elected for that. You know, to go be hold up. Then the question is, who's paying the bill and all of that? So leave the hotel, go to your house with your family, get up in the morning, come to work, and you'll be collecting your signatures.
Listen, guys, I want us to listen to this debate.
Absolutely. They're acting like a bunch of kids.
Push it again. Is this a strange thing?
The speaker did it too.
Of the House of Representatives. Now, I want us to listen.
Right? Come on.
Absolutely, and I have confidence in the other members that I have talked to on the other side, who are remorseful and want to go by the law. But listen to this, right? How can you take lawmakers and hold them hostage like little kindergarten children in one location? You bring them to where you carry them back. You bring them to where you carry them back. You know, I mean, my colleagues, man, they got to try hard. We're not elected for that. You know, to go be hold up. Then the question is, who's paying the bill and all of that? So leave the hotel, go to your house with your family, get up in the morning, come to work, and you'll be collecting your signatures.
There you have it. Now, from the beginning of the interview, the speaker said he's engaging with his colleagues. He's engaging with some of the people who are very conscious. There's a word he used. Maybe it's escaping me. But he's engaging with some of the people whom he think will be able to come on board. But then he ended up by saying that why are some of his colleagues at a hotel, they're treating them like kindergarten kids and
bring them back.
But who are the people he's engaging with? Who are those that he's trying to convince? Are they not the same people who are in? And he's also raising some concerns about who's paying the bills and all of those different issues. I mean, let's start the conversation from here. Let me hear from you, Francis. We're going to take Mobile. We're going to take Emin. We'll go across the table with this one.
I mean, first the CDC letter that you put up from the, I think he's the acting chairman, right?
No, the chairman.
He is official. Okay. CDC, the part is disintegrating. So they kind of like just, you know, CDC is disintegrating, but they have not even realized it yet. They know infighting they're having with what's going on now. As a party, they are, since they got kicked out of office, they have not done anything to show the Liberian people that, to give the Liberian people any reason to even want to bring them back in 2029. They're just running around making noise. So they're not doing any kind of forward reflection and things like forward thinking and things like that. So, I mean, hey, Liberia is the way it is, so CDC will still be relevant, but for them to take national power again, like they did in the last 6 years, it'll be very difficult. They have to rebrand themselves. But the speaker comment today is very laughable. You know, the guy know what they can do. He know what they can do. For I didn't say that, I said, Eva, why can't I get my hand on fire these men so I can shake their hand? You know how when I remember shake your hand, you change your mind. That's what he want to do. That's what he want to do. So now they made it do it. He said that hold the hustle the small children, bring them to school on the yellow bus and take them back home and stuff like that. For now, Kofa can get near them to shake their hand with some money to bribe them and switch them to car water inside. That's why I had him. They think ahead. Because he know that's why he did to win the speakership. That's what they can all do in our place there. Shake each other hand, grease each other palm. But now the grease are dripping from his palm. Nobody to take it from his palm. Because that man, I put all his children on the bus. When he come down, he holding the rattle and they waiting for them. Get out the bus, go in class. after class, get back on the bus, then go back home. So for that, they can't even get near the people to rub the grease on their hand.
That's the Koga.
Yeah, Koga get a rat in that teacher Kato, you know.
No.
Francis is right.
Understand? I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to create a mental picture of what you're talking about. Are you saying that the chairman Koga grab all his guys and put them in
All
one?
the ones that received that 15G.
And quite the what for that Kofa saying.
Them
Allegedly.
Which has made this whole
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody can receive a phone call.
Nothing. All they know the technique. For that Kofa, I bet for that Kofa said that will fire the minute they'll get off that yellow bus. The guy yellow bus because he already got the greasy hand to shake that hand to grease that palm too.
Oh yeah,
but Koga said he not let his ass off of none of them. That's why he mad. He not mad because he talking about who paying the bill. That's why I put in the comment section. Who paid the bill when he took them to the Family Hotel when he was running for speaker? Who paid the bill? They put them with pay their own bill. Like bro, leisure law because they're rich. They get plenty of money.
Like
so they get their own money they can take and use it for the hotel. But he mad that he can lay hand 3 or 4 other people to shake their hand so they can come to his side. Why he mad? It's like the animal, right? The wolf looking around for animal to pounce on. But in the shepherd, they're there with a gun. They will say, they are making sleep. That for the Kofa or like how the beginning of over that Judah Labrador, right? But then the papa they just sit around the push. So the Gagan car outside. That for the Kofa, he just walking around looking for the people there. For Koga, they're holding all of them. Take them on the bus, put them on the point.
Francis, I want to hold you there a bit, Francis. Thank you.
Francis is right.
Let's bring our brother Moba in. Moba, your take on this comment today with this interview. You think the speaker is gonna win those guys over? You think so?
Look, Nelson, the win is difficult. Actually, now I would say that like the both sides who will win, who will not win is difficult for any side to win. Like if they can go by the constitution, that's okay. But let me go to let me start with the party chairman statement. Look, like a letter from the CDC side. First of all, he contradicted himself in a whole letter. He said the United Party hierarchy trying to move for Nati Kofa. So what about the seditions who lawmakers had there? So you want to tell me say the Inco with Joseph Baga or any government type of government official in the United Party government to move for Nati Kofa? And they keep contradicting themselves. And he says something like, I hear some seditions saying that, because the speaker going by what the president doing. Who in your own mind, your own thinking, the president will say for Nati Kofa, let's do the one. For Nati Kofa say, okay, sir. Then the president said, no, sir, I say anything you're doing it, let me tell you all. Common sense. So now common sense that gets some other men hard and they learn all the books. But common sense, that's problem for them. But let me go to the lawmakers. Yes. Look, Nelson, what the speaker said, that's the fact, Nelson. Look, the energy the people putting in the identical removal of Fonati Kofa, if they were putting that energy in the Liberian people business, then tell them Liberian fire up. Imagine they can go one player discuss how to move somebody. Right? After session, after when you come to the capital building, you're finished. Then you go to hotel, you sit down there, then you sit down in your discourse, what you also go do the next day, higher away your ground. If they were doing that same thing for the Liberian people, to move in session, they go to another ground, they go to sit down there again, they say that will do the one, they'll pass the bill, they'll do the one. Then Liberian fire up. But because they're there for their own interest, Nelson. First of all, who paying the bill is a good question. Who paying all the bill? Who paying all the money? I know people say, Francis Kofa do it so that I said to they won't do the same thing. Look, we can't face wrong with wrong. What's going to happen yesterday when we come to fix it up today, let us focus on today fixing. So, look, the lawmakers, they are acting very childish. Let me friend Nelson. They're spending money. They're spending free money. And end of the day, nobody know where that money coming from. Someone say the 50,000 they paying there. Now, hey, y'all go to session, y'all go your put your senator, y'all go to your house to your family. But y'all go sit down, what they are putting, talking, they like bring people suffering.
Nelson, please, I need to stop that thing. Just 10 seconds. When they talk about that bill, I need to stop that thing. The people that make enough money in that place there that they can stay in hotel for the next year.
They can still go for the next. So I need to stop acting talking about, oh, when they're taking the money for, they're taking the money for.
But you know, keep using
I
our money.
want to hear you guys there. Let's bring Raymond in quickly. Let's bring Raymond in, and then Anthony will be next.
So I want to use my brother Marva's statement. Look, guys, when we come here, let's be more objective. Let us not argue just to support a point. The same energy Fanatic Kofa using to fight for his job, if you were using that energy, focus, and attention to fight for the Liberian people, the last 6 years to now, Liberia would have been better. Fanatic Kofa is concerned, and the fact that he even spoke to his colleagues in a denigrating manner in which he did, that's dishonorable. A speaker should not be speaking to his colleagues where he's first among equals in such a way, because he didn't even reference himself like that. Should not be coming from the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Every word he used should be an honorable comment to his colleagues because he served them. Not like he's their boss. They put him above them. Now you can tell that he's losing it until he's losing control. What is his business about grown men, whether they sleep to their homes or sleep at a hotel? That's none of his business. His role as a speaker does not cover where his colleagues sleeps. These are people who got consent.
But Raymond, don't you think you are just giving an advice and trying to see how they can find a solution around this thing? He said he's advising the kindergarten.
Absolutely, and I have confidence in the other members that I have talked to on the other side, who are remorseful and want to go by the law. But listen to this, right? How can you take lawmakers and hold them hostage like little kindergarten children in one location? You bring them to where you carry them back. You bring them to where you carry them back. You know, I mean, my colleagues, man, they got to try hard. They were not elected for that. You know, to go be hold up. Then the question is, who's paying the bill and all of that? So leave the hotel, go to your house with your family, get up in the morning, come to work, and you'll be collecting your signatures.
Now, let me use this opportunity to charge the honorable men who are opposed to the removal of Fanatic Kofa because of his denigrating statement to you people. You got more reasons. He don't respect you. You are men of consent. Fanatic Kofa say they are holding you hostage. That in itself speaks of a frustrated man who doesn't even put his thoughts together. He's not measured with his words. He's a loose cannon, and he's just spewing things out without even understanding. He didn't think before he mentioned those words. Those men are honorable men elected by their constituency, and you speaking down to them like that? You know, listening to the speaker spoke like that, it sounds like he's going frustrated. He's losing he's losing it. These are men who chose what they want to do. The fact they chose that they want to remove you of their free will, based on costs, claims that they have against you. For you to be speaking to those things, you're talking about people who got conscience. What's your conscience? The 7.5 million that you use outside the budget alleged by your colleagues, have you dealt with that? What's your conscience? That's Liberian people money.
Raymond, did this particular interview, did they bring the speaker a step, 2 steps, 3, 4, 5, or 6 steps closer to regaining the trust, the confidence of his colleagues?
Nelson, he hasn't done anything to regain. He's losing it. He fighted those who were insulting on his behalf, kneeling to those who wanted to fight, start a civil war on his behalf. They have lowered their tune. So I think his control over even those who are loyal to him have read between the lines, like I have said. That's a theater of politics. Everyone there know they're politicians. They're weighing their options. Are we going to fight losing the battle, or still fighting, or we're going to retreat and fight another day? And fighting another day is for themselves. So I think he's losing it himself to the extent that he just a loose cannon, just wasting words without measure, denigrating comments to his colleagues, not saying anything to even help his cause. I think his colleagues should be more charged to remove him because he did
Thank
not
you.
even see them as he don't see himself as far as among equals. He does see them as his equal. He think they are children. That's why he mentioned the word child. That should have come out of his mouth. That doesn't show a
I want to
responsible
only
gentleman speaking to other gentlemen of such.
let's take Anthony, then we take Alfred, and Emmy will take us home on this.
I hope you called me the same amount of time you gave Raymond just now. And so I don't know what personal thing that Raymond has against this speaker. When it comes to this speaker, that's when the law has to be followed to the T. But when it comes to this administration who has not followed the law to the T, then you get all of the justification and excuses to give us on this platform. If you're a man of the rule of law and ethical principle and moral value, you stand by it by all costs, on all levels, on all front, and whatsoever means possible, Raymond. That's how you do it. You don't apply it to one person, and then it does not apply to the second person. That's hypocrisy in itself. You have your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, to feel the way you feel about the speaker. But then let's speak about this same rule of law that you always hold this man by. The same ethical principle and moral value. The Constitution requires 49. If they have the 49, bring it to the floor, remove the speaker. End of the story. You don't have the 49, you come to session and lobby other member of the house to join you. You already have 43. Today you have 44. That's how you do it. They acting like kids. They bring them in bus, they carry them back. Yes, because they don't want to follow the constitutional mandate. How hard it is to get, 5 more persons to join you to make it 49. You have 44 today. But they want to be treated this way and act as though they're doing the Liberian people job. And you don't see as though they're stirring the process, they're holding the Liberian people behind. If the speakers have 49 people, he's not going to sit there. He will be removed. Why am I being? I am here for the Constitution of Liberia. I don't just want any group of people. Tomorrow, if people get wake up and say, you know what? We don't want President Baka, he should be removed from office without due process. Will you allow that? Will you be happy? If they look at Yombi Kanga Lawrence tomorrow and say, oh, we don't want you as our Senate pro tem, remove from office, resign without due process, will you allow that? That is the reason why the framers of the Constitution did it the way they did it. Just so that individual don't get wake up one day and say, we don't like you. We don't feel like you're our leader. If you have the number, bring it to the floor, write your resolution, allow the people the same process. Then the lawmaker will be the juror that you said. That's how the law said. The speaker would then be a defendant. He will recuse himself. And then the chairman of the Judiciary Committee of the House of Representatives presides. That's the process. We can't sit here and act as though we follow the law on one person and then the other person, we don't follow the law. What they did today was unconstitutional. On Monday, the Supreme Court will rule because a rate of prohibition was already sent to them. What they should have done today in section, since they have quorum, that prohibition should have been read. Because officially, this is the official setting since that prohibition was done. This was the official setting. It should have been read on the floor. They all accepted and show up to court on morning. But no, they tabled that and did something else today. Even their own resolution, they did not bring it to the vote. So when you come on a popular forum to discuss this matter, be objective on all fronts. Don't cherry pick. That's the thing about you. You come here and cherry pick and stick it on for nothing, Kofa. But the same United Party, not following the rest of the Constitution, they're not declaring the access. Over 900 of them, you don't say nothing. You give excuse. I mean, when that situation came up here, you give all the excuses.
Thank you, Anthony.
So that's the reason why we come here and hold some of you accountable. The Constitution remains the supreme law of the land. Nothing above, nothing beneath. Thank you.
So.
Go ahead. Well, I will begin from where my brother stopped. Sometimes in psychology, what they call selective morality, killing our country. If it's in my shoe, it's okay. When in the other man's shoe, it's not okay. That's selective morality. We should stop that, Raymond. We should stop that. We know that you have issue with Fanatic Kofa. Be it as it may, right? Let us follow due process. The Constitution provides for due process. So if you say you don't want Fanatic today, let the due process take course. That's what we are saying. Because our fear here is we say we are a democratic country, right? Why don't we follow the democratic process? So because you're happy in the past, we should continue it. Because we saw how Snow was removed, how they call it, Nuko was removed, we should continue that path. That is not a democratic process. That is a corrupt process. And that's what we want to both start to. And that's why some of us here, we are encouraging the speaker to hold the ground until he can be given due process. Nobody is saying here that Funati was born to be speaker for Liberia. No, that's not what we are saying. What we are saying here is the evidence or the allegation leveled against him, he should be given due process. The same way we say everybody is innocent until proven guilty under the competent court of jurisdiction, he should be given that same process. All right. Now, on the issue of the quote unquote CDC chairman letter today or his discussion today, I think there's a complete distraction. The guys are losing the ground because at this point we have gone almost 3 weeks. The CDC is not capable enough to recalibrate and bring all its so-called revolutionary soldiers to the Sycamore tree and redirect them. They are fighting one of themselves. Then you say now here, you say the government of Liberia is trying to destabilize the country, so they're infusing confusion and divisive politics. You be joking. The guys are losing everything. And I agree with Vasco in not on here today. That the only person they love in that party is George Weah. George Weah was saying that way in France doing Ballon d'Or.
But this is the reason why the mighty party we stood up against this plot. You saw how we even dealt with our own people. This is the party. Our party, besides George Weah, nobody in that party is important.
Vasco, did you just say that nobody is important in the party?
That's just what I just said in my closing. The Pune Shining Star is George Weah.
Yeah, he just been
let's allow Vasco to do it. Take 30 seconds to just conclude.
That's not your party. Your party. I say my party. Only one man important in our party. That job we are with the rest of the people who can kick you out tomorrow morning. You go. You can hear about Molu again. Eh? We the people, we the partisan of the party, we made our party. So you can come and be, we the simple that sort of vote for you. So when you go, we come for you. The only person that will lead our party will cry will be George Weah. Because we love him. We can do anything for him. But not any other person. Today Tifa can go. When Tifa go, CDC people move from behind. That would sort.
Thank you so much for playing that clip. But on a serious note, Nelson and my fellow panelists here tonight, the CDC is seriously disintegrating, and in the not too distant future, there will be no CDC. Because this is 3 weeks. You have a political leader in George Weah. He has not been able to galvanize the troop under the Sycamore tree to redirect them and be sense in their ear. But my man was in France doing Ballon d'Or. Then you say the government trying to disintegrate your
that
party.
was a very important event, my man.
All right? No, I'm not talking about that event. I am not talking about the event. We are speaking politics here. I know the event was important, but we are talking politics here, right? Now, people are trying to leave the substantive issue and trying to bring Joseph Walker in the picture. Whereas Joseph Walker has nothing to do with the political wrangling of the House of Representatives. That's the problem we are seeing. Because every time they say, oh, because the president did it one, the president did that one, who did it? They're making noise. They're making a lot of noise. Instead of showing leadership, you as the chairman of the party, you the second man after the political leader. Why don't you call for serious executive meeting that you bring the guys back together and say, look, this is the trajectory of the party,
No,
and
no, 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 no. Alfred, perhaps you didn't go through the entire letter. He's saying the executive committee have tried, but those guys have decided to disrespect, disobey, and just disregard the decision of the executive committee.
then that means CDC is not an institution.
Including the Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala, and that's why they condemn him. They condemn all the CDC lawmakers. In fact, they want a national conversation to start now around how political parties can be able to reprimand, come up with some sort of punishment or whatever for their people who win on the party.
But
No, we don't want
Nessie,
him to tie our hand behind us, but we
but
wait on party
Nessie,
man. We should have our own free will to make our
the on the issue of political party, the constitution speaks about how a political party can be formed and how it's supposed to direct itself. All right, calling for a national conversation around political party is belated. It's
Thank you.
belated.
Thank you.
You know, I think the issue here now is to call on all the 25 members of the CDC that are in the legislature to redirect them and tell them, say, look, this is what the party require, and if you don't want to be it, get ready to be suspended or expelled.
Thank you.
That what need to happen.
we need to talk about the $150 million presidential pact by Jose Human Baco.
Emmy, please give us.
Hey, Anthony, always got to be sending the conversation somewhere else. Yeah, so I would not say that Fonenti Kofa was disrespecting his colleagues.
Absolutely. And I have confidence in the other members that I have talked to on the other side who are remorseful and want to go by the law. But listen to this, right? How can you take lawmakers and hold them hostage like little kindergarten children in one location? You bring them to where you carry them back. You bring them to where you carry them back. You know, I mean, my colleagues, man, they got to try hard. They were not elected for that. You know, to go be hold up. Then the question is, who's paying the bill and all of that? So leave the hotel, go to your house with your family, get up in the morning, come to work, and you'll be collecting your signatures.
Yeah, so all I'm saying is I think I agree with Francis more. It's more of a frustration that he can't get hold of those guys to do, I guess, the usual thing that they always do in the country. The shaking hand thing. But I think, like, we all, like me, I've been thinking about that too. Like, when I see them, like, watching the clips and they're coming in together, I'm wondering, like, do they go to each other's houses and pick each other up, or what are they doing? Before I heard that they were at a hotel. And then there was this another journalist saying that they are there with each other. When someone has a phone call, everybody's like this, you know, like trying to nobody wants, you can't mess up that group. So it was kind of funny when he was saying that, and I was watching that. I busted out and started laughing. I was like, what? Like, they don't trust each other. They have to go camping and do other things and stuff. So I think it's a fun thing.
Emmy, is their strategy working? Is it working?
So far, it seems to be working because everybody's sticking together and they coming in like
So is it
presidential convoy and
the happier we will be? You know, you remember that song back from kindergarten? The more we have to, but listen, Emmy.
The family that prays together, stays together. Those guys pray at night before they go to sleep. They eat together. They do everything.
If this strategy is working, but they're not getting the 49, is this something that they should continue with?
Well, they're keeping the one they have right now. They're keeping that one on them. Don't go nowhere. That's why nobody answering calls. Obviously, you go into the bathroom, bring me your phone. Where you going? Put your phone right here. You know, that's what also they're trying to hold that
money available today, so they want to take it.
While they're still hustling for the other 5, they're trying to hold it when they got already together. So they don't want to jeopardize that. So I can understand it. But it's been something I've been on everybody's mind, been making fun of it. And when the speaker talking about it, I don't think he's saying it in any demeaning way or he's trying to disrespect it. I don't think that. That's my opinion. I don't think that's what he's trying to do. So we
Well,
gotta be balanced about the whole thing as well. The thing that he was being, the way he said it, it wasn't like anything like he just said, "How will you be holding people hostage?" He did the same thing too, doing his on the election when he was doing. I mean, when he got elected as speaker, right? So I mean, it's kind of funny that he would be talking about it now, but I don't think it was in any way or something. But yeah, it's been myself. I've been thinking about it, so it hasn't just been the speaker stuff, you know. So
thank you, Emmy. And I think we want to end up on this note. We want to say thank you to our Liberian people for joining us tonight. I think we can take 1 minute. No, Freeman, I don't I don't hear the deacon. My hands are up. I don't
You're
hear
right.
deacon.
who's the
You
deacon?
can't let me talk. Wow, I thought you can copy. Oh, I play something different.
Oh, Anthony's a deacon.
But
Yeah.
what be a function? So they
She
got
calls
a
Anthony Deacon. She
I'm
said,
not deacon. They say the way I can speak, I speak like a deacon.
so guys, but let's take 1
They
minute
don't
each
deem me on the
to
platform as a deacon.
do the closing. Let's take 1 minute each to do our closing. We are out of time, so I'm actually setting the timer so as to make sure that we're doing this in time. 1 minute each, starting with you, Deacon Anthony, and then we'll go around the table.
I'm beginning. Yeah, deacon minute and then. Hey, listen, man, this is a good show. I was a little busy, from the beginning of the show, so I got a little free up. So I came on the show. Hopefully, I'll be free tomorrow. During the show time. I don't know. My job is unpredictable. But folks, let us be frank here. If you're Liberian, let us all promote the Constitution of Liberia. Before the people take the oath of their office, they always place their hand on the Bible, raise their right hand, and take an oath of office to defend, protect, and uphold the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. That's what they say out of their own mouth. And so help me God. Right? For this reason, you, Nelson, as a journalist, and the rest of the other reporter, and everyone else as panelists here, this is one thing we should all promote. Liberia is a constitutional democracy. It's not a parliamentarian proceeding. And for this reason, Liberia is a Republican form of government.
Thank you.
And already, my 1 minute. Jesus Christ.
Let's take Alfred. Alfred, please go ahead.
All right, I still understand the Constitution.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much tonight again for another good show. And we want to encourage our people, especially the renegade guys. That Liberia is bigger than every one of us. Liberia is the common patrimony. So, in the interest of the country, I want to call on them to come to session on on Tuesday, to lay before the Liberian people their allegation and to ensure that due process is followed. No one is above the law. We have been used to the corrupt political maneuvering for a long time. This generation cannot afford to continue that trajectory. It's time to change. And change must be now. We can't be talking about change every day and we can't act like one. Change is now. Mahatma Gandhi once said to us,
Thank you.
the future depends on what we do in the present.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you. Mahatma
I hope
Gandhi.
they are talking you everybody now because we get to check.
Francis,
You tell us tomorrow what Mahatma Gandhi said.
Francis, you want to close?
Yeah,
1
guys,
minute.
it was good to be here. So for me, I give up on those people on Capitol Hill. I give up on the three branches of government already. The heads, I already know they are all legal criminals. Nothing will change in our country until the people decide to make things change. Just like the military wives brought the government to her heels, the country need to band together and do the same thing. To shut down the country is easy. Shut down Maserati, shut down the country. And before you can even open the country, your list of demands should be read. These people go to that place. Representatives, you cannot, it would like to compare it to America. Representatives should be 2-year term. Senator 6 years. President 4 years. We should go back to voting for superintendents and city mayors. Once we can get all these things done, I'm telling you, my Liberian people, accountability that will be making noise for, it will come easily. Because you cannot get a United Party president or CDC superintendent and an ANC city mayor, and they all connive to Steve. I can say happy, but they will all call each other out. They will say the president lie. He not get no support to River G County because the superintendent that is not appointed by the president. The city mayor is not appointed by the president. Y'all forget about that crap they do your city hall. Y'all shut down the country. And
Thank
we
you.
your demand.
You know, that's happening Monday when it's supposed to rule.
Even the lawmakers who are keeping time tonight will boho in your argument because I was just doing something and you went 1 minute 20 seconds. I don't know how you did that, but anyway, Raymond, please go ahead.
Joseph Walker brother, they went 15 minutes. They don't know how they went more than 15 minutes.
Article 38 of our Constitution provide. Article 38 of our Constitution provide that each house shall adopt their own rules and procedures. And it's in the rules and procedures of the House of Representatives that when they find their speaker in acts that does not amount to what his role should be, especially the allegation of $7.5 million being used when he was deputy speaker, talking about him being a felon, and many others. It's in their powers because they have quasi-judicial powers. They can be a court and they can rule. The Constitution gives them that right. That's why they can make laws by being majority. When they decide in their numbers, you see the democratic procedures, the greater number, whatever they decide there become laws if the president passes it and it goes into handbill. They have powers. They've decided that they will not sit under the gavel of someone who they find to be in wrongdoings. And that is in their right by our Constitution and our laws. And we as Liberians should respect that and allow the governing process to continue. Thank you.
Moba, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you to all our fellow panelists, our viewer and listener around the world. Look, we were coming every day. We discuss the Liberian people issue, but I think the most important thing now is the bread and butter issue, and I mark the government holding people feet to the fire, and also suspending people who hand in the cookie jar. I think that is very important for our country. And we want to commend, for me, I want to commend the president. I'll let the president keep doing what he's doing. Let him make sure all the people who get allegations against them, that have been brought, let the president carry it to justice, that have been brought to justice, investigated when they found guilty, they serve that term, and all some of that thing become a scare to the government. Because when we start showing the type of precedent, end of the day, people will be scared. People will be afraid to go and steal from government cover. They will do the right thing and will be on the right time. I think the best thing the government need to do now is to fight against corruption. And we know the lawmaker part will always be like that until they can amend the Constitution. That their entire handbook or whatsoever, all the heavy money inside they can amend it. Other than that, they will always say in a board that what they want. That's it. Thank you.
That handbook says they must do to turn majority and get due process. That own handbook, that own says they refuse to do it.
Emmy, go ahead.
When it comes to the money, they can defend it, but when it comes to that one, they can't defend it. They can bye-bye.
Guys, we have to go. Emmy, please do your closing.
The handbook said made by resolution.
Raymond, you're not a lawyer. I'll leave that one alone.
You say you're not a lawyer, so stop deceiving the people.
My God. Guys, can we have Emmy to do her closing? Deacon, can allow your choir member to do her closing.
Yeah, the choir member boy will go in the back.
Deacon know how to shut out his mouth.
Remember, leave me alone, man. Why would I for that Kofa go look for me? I have that Kofa here.
I just want Vasco post Vasco. What Vasco say? I want Nelson to put it up. When the river started talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you everyone for sitting up here and listening to us. We just want to write things done in our country. For me, I don't say too much in the whole remover thing because I don't want to say that if Vasco hear me, but we're still learning Liberian Constitution. I don't know the Constitution that well of Liberia, so according to Vasco, I don't want him to. I hope he's not watching. But yeah,
Vasco said aliens,
repeat it.
aliens are getting into Liberian politics. Vasco said, Emmy, you are 2 years old when you were in America. You're not Liberian. Why are you talking in Liberian issue? You know. So, but anyway, we we have to go, guys.
You cutting my clothes, and Vasco don't know what he's talking about. So
Vasco living in America until he moved back to Liberia. He shouldn't be talking Liberian politics.
Yeah, so we just want to writing to be. I just want to writing to be done, and people should be holding everybody accountable, regardless of whatever position you hold in the government or whatever. I feel bad for Fonanti, but then again, I kind of like, I thought it was some kind of coup d'etat was going on, but then I realized that they had the right to do this thing. But because you had the right, or you doing it for the right reason, or you doing it because you got bribed, that was my concern in the whole thing. Because if that keep going on, it would be like they said, business as usual, and we don't want that. We want these clause in the Constitution to work for the reason why they frame or whatever put them there for, not because you see them, let's say you want to steal or you want to take bribe, and then you take that as a walk into and say we can do that and try to go around it the wrong way to do it. That was my concern. But going into it, as I'm learning, some of these people have the right to do what they're doing. They just need to do it the right way, and I mean, just bring peace, because a lot of people are not happy. Everybody crying wolf, wolf. So we don't know who we're supposed to listen to. They say, oh, they're doing it because of that. They're doing it because of that. I just hope that, they will just do it the right way and go about it, due process and whatever, that everybody would be happy. It was done that way, and to cease the noise. That's all my concern is at this point. So thank you guys. And
But the Lord of nature say, he that live by the sword will die by the sword. He that bribe his way to office would be bribed out of office.
Yeah, but let go to
but if that one on being applied to
let go to the constitution mandate.
Thank you,
because that Kofa, that's not the reason why
the first thing the law say, anything that wasn't done according to the law wasn't.
Thanks to Alfred, thanks to everyone for coming on. It's been a great show. Thanks to our audience, the folks across Radio Land and watching online. We appreciate everyone. You can join us tomorrow for another edition of the Late Night Show. Until then, I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to Anthony Gay, he's been here. Thanks to Alfred Konowa. Thanks to Francis. Thanks to Raymond Zeze. Thanks to Moba Zoka.
The men are independent. You know the parliament. If this guy talk about independent,
never